I've said it 1,000 times on this channel. The metaverse is not one single thing. There are so many people working on this concept and changing it in so many ways. It's absolutely fascinating. So today, we're gonna hit some of the biggest upcoming metaverse projects, what makes them interesting, and why businesses should even care. My name is Trent Kennelly. I'm a metaverse marketing strategist, and this is the best place for you to learn about NFTs, the metaverse, and how to market it all. So if that sounds good to you and you're excited, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, comment to let me know which one of these you are most excited about. I will let you know which one mine is at the end, and let's get started. First, let's talk about Ultraverse. So this is the most talked about of the yet to launch metaverses out there today. And I think largely that's because they're creating futuristic models of cities that already exist in the real world. And they're just kind of making that the explorable area. So for instance, right now, they have Dubai as a sky city on several platforms that you can fly between. And that's kind of how they've set that up. So they're planning also on London and New York City next. So we'll kind of see how that develops going forward. Largely, this metaverse is focused on the gaming aspects of immersive life right now. So theoretically, this is to draw in a critical mass of initial users before working to attract the rest of us, because they're still offering a lot of those same ways that we've talked about in this channel already to make money: NFT galleries, event spaces, land purchases, etc. You can check out this video for more details. But the big change that they seem to be offering here, from what I've seen in other metaverses, is a fully in-house transaction system. So what I mean by that is you're going to be able to buy and sell land, NFTs, etc. in this metaverse itself, rather than being referred out to some outside shop, which is what happens right now. So this can add a lot of advantages to this metaverse, but if that's the only thing, I'm gonna call this a wait and see for right now. Next is Blocktopia. So this is set in a 21 level skyscraper, and the entire metaverse effectively goes up instead of out, because there's nowhere outside of this metaverse, outside of this skyscraper. It just goes up, okay? It is a graphically intense metaverse right now and has a great ambiance about it. The whole thing is built on and around Polygon and has a really strong focus on providing a fully immersive virtual reality experience. So whereas many other metaverses on this list are in the VR space, but also available in other areas, like you can get it on your desktop or whatever, it seems like Blocktopia is really focusing hard on the VR side of things. And since every metaverse eventually wants to be in the VR space, that only makes sense for them, right? Other interesting things about this metaverse, they're already set up for business to integrate as much as possible. Whereas on a lot of the other more established ones, like Decentraland is a great example, you have to buy a billboard and put it on your land, or somebody else has to come, rent it, etc. That's already established on this platform. So you already have billboards all over the place. It's not overwhelming, but it's close. They did a pretty good job of balancing it. But there is a lot of advertising space inside Blocktopia. Now the question, of course, is what kind of business opportunities is Blocktopia going to present? Well, they're trying to position themselves as the source of all things. So you can learn about NFTs and metaverse business on Blocktopia through content that they're producing, but you can also play to earn crypto, buy and sell land, NFTs, etc. So effectively, they're doing a lot of the normal things that you see from other metaverses, but they're doing it from a more content-sided perspective so that you want to come to them as the source of information. And since we know how important content is to a business strategy, this is a pretty interesting angle. Next is Legion Network. So this isn't a metaverse in the sense that we've described others on this list. It isn't some immersive place where you can move an avatar from point to point. What Legion Networks is providing is actually the business backbone of Web3. So for instance, they're making collaboration and decision-making in the NFT marketplace easier than ever. They're effectively providing the first enterprise tools to allow you to make buy-sell decisions on specific NFTs based on past activity. But more than that, they also have play to earn and watch to earn opportunities, a rewards program that you can provide to your own community, and enterprise apps. Now, I know that that doesn't sound sexy, right? Who gets excited about enterprise apps? But what's really interesting here is that these enterprise apps are things that you can use to make money, and there's something that you can use to develop your own metaverse business. They're analytical tools, etc., that will help you to build that business out. Really interesting. Next is BitCountry. So this one is fascinating. Up to now, for metaverses that are actual spaces you can move around in, we've kind of been talking about a single metaverse. You've got Blocktopia, that's the tower, and Ultraverse, that's a landscape of floating buildings. But BitCountry is a bit different, sorry for the pun, because it's a metaverse of metaverses. And here's the coolest part about it. It's your your metaverse. So what does that even mean? It means that you have to own a metaverse space. So that's what you buy in place of land. You buy a metaverse, which allows you to create a metaverse of your very own. It doesn't sound like there are really any restrictions as far as size is concerned or anything like that. So you can theoretically build out something as complex as some of those other metaverses that we've seen already. And according to them, you don't need to have any technical know-how to do it. They really make it sound like the Squarespace of the metaverse, that you don't need to fuss with anything technical, it's just a build and go system. And if this is true, it opens up a huge number of possibilities because you're no longer restricted to what a platform like Decentraland, decentralized and free as it may be, can offer you. You don't have to just do billboard ads or whatever. The possibilities for driving sales through your own customizable metaverse that you can build whatever you want in are truly endless. Next, let's talk about PaxWorld, which is closest in form to BitCountry in that it's a metaverse of metaverses. But this one really takes on the creator and business economies of Web3 because it makes the implementation of individual marketplaces and event spaces a lot easier. And even more than that, they seem to be applying a lot of the lessons of Web 2 in much more interesting ways than a lot of other metaverses. Here's what I mean by that. So for most businesses, you're constantly trying to drive traffic onto your site from other sources. So maybe you'll run Facebook ads or do content marketing or SEO to get your name out there and get those interested people to come buy from you on your website. And it seems like PaxWorld is taking a page from those ideas by providing ways for people to draw traffic to their metaverse, called a subverse in this case, via linking to and from other subverses. So this is kind of like backlinking in SEO. So just a quick run through of what that is. Backlinking is effectively getting other websites to provide links back to your site. It's a way to get Google to trust your site more. You can check out this video for a rundown of SEO generally, but really what we're talking about here is that they're taking those ideas that worked really well in Web 2 and they're trying to translate them into metaverse spaces, including SEO tactics, event and community spaces, paid ads, etc. And then finally, I saved probably my favorite one for last, Drop. So Drop is the only AR-focused metaverse on this list, and it's promising to be a metaverse built over the top of the real world. So you can buy land in real locations, build it to be what you want it to be, including interactions with NFTs, virtual spaces, and more inside that metaverse over the top of the real world. According to their website, this gives them a lot of different opportunities other metaverses just don't have. So for instance, you can mint NFTs in a specific physical location in the real world, which will naturally be an event that will draw interest, right? And yet it still maintains a lot of that metaverse feel with things like land purchases that are still driving growth and that feeling of ownership on the platform. And this is honestly really cool because it's the first metaverse that's really merging these two realms and making it possible to really live in a metaverse space while still being in the physical environment. It's like they've built a digital layer on top of the world and they're making interaction possible on that level beyond anything that Pokemon Go ever did. So there you go. Those are some really interesting and impressive metaverse projects coming up. Let me know which one caught your eye, or if you're already invested in one, I would love to know. As I just mentioned, Drop is definitely my favorite. I'm really excited to see that. Probably my second favorite is either BitCountry or PaxWorld. Really excited to see where those guys go with this stuff. Otherwise, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're into it, and I will catch you in the next one.